me now. Ponchos. We got umbrella. We got chair. Better get your poncho, man.
In today's video, I'm going to be taking you in and out of Jazz Fest. We are going to enter through the Sauvage gate, but first we are going to meet some friends at Liuizza's by the track. This is a common place for people who live here, locals, and people who've traveled to Jazz Fest before, to meet up with friends and family and then walk into the gates of Jazz Fest together, or just to sit and have a drink and meet new friends. So let's listen for a second.
What do you want, babe?
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Scotch
We got some more, yeah, I'll get you another one.
If we haven't met before, my name's Misty, and this is Misty on the Move. Now that we've started our day off right, pre-gaming and having a cocktail before we go stand in line for security, and we've met up with our crew, we're going to head down the street. I'm not going to show you the actual security procedure because I wouldn't want to give anything away if there is any secret in order to keep everyone safe, but we're going to enter in. You're going to want to prepare everyone in your party to be ready to walk at least 10 to 15 minutes from parking on a side street in order to get to the gate. Conditions are going to vary every day depending on the weather, so make sure you check out all the rest of these videos that we've made on this series of Jazz Fest 2022 for tips and tricks on how to get around in various conditions. Jazz Fest opens every day at 11 and closes at 7, and let me tell you what, it goes by fast. So in this next segment, we're going to exit out of the Mystery Street exit, which is right off of the Acura stage. In one of my recent videos on Jazz Fest tips and tricks, I explained the importance of looking down while walking. Although there's many interesting things to see in and around New Orleans, the architecture, the people, music, everything that's going on in the street right now, the best thing you can do for yourself is pay attention to your footing, especially if you've enjoyed more than one adult cocktail at the Jazz Fest or really anywhere in New Orleans. Pay attention to your footing.
What? He sees there's people coming out of Jazz Fest right now. Brand new sidewalk. This never happens. This is for one day only right here. Brand new sidewalk.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. When you get out of Jazz Fest, you're not going anywhere anytime soon. You might as well slow down and enjoy the neighborhood and all that it has to offer, because this walking traffic is bad, the driving traffic is also bad. And if you did not drive yourself here and you're planning on getting in a ride share, you probably should have left an hour ago if you need to be somewhere soon. So just some tips. Everybody's trying to leave at the same time. Just be patient and enjoy the process. Round 4. Today we're going to enter in through the opposite gate at the Gentilly Street entrance, and Jackson and I are going to wait for George. He went into work for a few hours this morning. We're going to wait for him right here at the Seahorse Saloon, which is another pub that people like to meet at and have a cocktail pre-game before they go into the gates of Jazz Fest. And as I'm standing here surveying this line, because it's Locals Day, I've heard that it's up to 2 hours long to get in on this side. So we might take the 10-minute walk around to the opposite entrance. That entrance tends to be a little bit shorter, but no promises. It is Thursday when I'm filming this, Locals Day. And we're going to just remind you again to watch your footing and pay attention to your surroundings. New Orleans is a city, and like every city, you need to be aware of yourself and your surroundings. Don't leave your belongings laying around on a table. There's definitely people looking to take advantage of people, just like in every single city. Just be aware. Okay, like I mentioned, I'm filming this on Thursday. It's Locals Day in New Orleans. If you have a Louisiana driver's license, you can get your ticket for $50 instead of $90. The downfall to this is that you have to buy your local ticket on the same day as the event, and so the lines can get really long. So if they start selling tickets at 11, my advice is probably to get here by 10 if you want to make a full day out of this. You can hear music while you're standing in line, and you could certainly have bought beer and water from one of the local people selling out of their ice chests, which is what we did. If you bring cash, there is a cash-only line, but you're going to have to convince all these people that you are not cutting and ask them if they have cash with them also, and try to make your way to the front of the line. And then when you get into the gate right here and you turn, the cash-only window is all the way on the right-hand side for this year's Jazz Fest in 2022. Now we are all going to try to exit at the same time, and we are all going to be driving out from the exits at the same time. So it is time to really pack your patient pants and try to enjoy the process of leaving Jazz Fest.
It's been a hot minute.
I'm feeling good at this jazz.
Good. I'm so happy. We had a great time.
When you've come to Jazz Fest more than once, you definitely tend to make fast friends because there's so many common interests going on here. And so it's really fun at the end of the day to run into someone that you haven't seen in a long time that you may have met here or know from somewhere else. People are coming in from all over the world. This is the perfect opportunity to meet new friends and talk about music and things that you enjoy, and the food and the culture and all of those things. So make sure that you take a few minutes to do that, and on the way out is a really great way. And then the other thing to do on your way out is enjoy the people that give up their freedom at their houses in their neighborhood every single year for at least 2 weeks out of the year. They embrace this, or hopefully they rent their house out for Airbnb because they cannot get in or out of here. There's a several block radius that you can only come in if you are part of the Jazz Fest organization. You have a pass, you're a musician. If you have a parking pass for you to park at your own home, if you have off-street parking, they still allow you to come in and out of that. And then if you need to walk to get an Uber, or you are driving here to park, or you're riding a bicycle in, you're going to have to navigate through all these people before you can even get out to the road to get to your car where you have either parked or you're waiting on a ride share or a person to pick you up. So make sure that you thank the people that have set up porta toilets along the way. People have put these out at their own expense, and most of them won't take any money. They just want everybody to be kind to each other, and they want us to spread the love. Several people will have hired musicians to sit on their porches and play music for the passerbyers, and just to kind of alleviate the stress of trying to hurry up and get to your car so you can hurry up and wait some more and sit in the traffic. The architecture in New Orleans is absolutely beautiful, and there's so many old historic things to look at. And so make sure that you take the time to do that too. I know that you're hot and you're tired, but if you get to your car right now, you're not going to go anywhere anyway. So the show ended at 7, and our car was only parked about 15 minutes away, but we did not get to it until 8 o'clock. Also, make sure to buy some water from these people that are trying to work to bring in a little bit of extra money. I mean, they're hauling all this in for us, and so the last thing that I'm going to ask you to do is to try to make sure that you're not throwing anything away. Like I said, these people live here, and there is a lot of trash and a lot of stuff that they have to deal with. But if you could just do your part and take your trash out with you and try to figure out a way to dispose of it later on into a trash can, that's really going to help everybody in the neighborhood, and it's going to make it better for all the people that are going to come back tomorrow. And speaking of tomorrow, I hope that you come back. You haven't taken the time to like and subscribe yet? Well, what are you waiting for?
I go righteous, he goes mighty. I was walking around, I was like, those are the only two words you can use to describe that.
Righteous
Mighty,
or
righteous.
mighty?
Mighty righteous.
Mighty righteous.
It was breathtaking.